Preston Manor, a school, a community, a home. Since opening in the 1930s, decades and generations have passed through Preston Manor's gates, each student with their own personal experience. However, there is one constant theme: the sense of togetherness in the community. Preston Manor's ethos and morals connect former students to current students, and it even gives the Alumni Association a deeper significance, because it is not just a chance for old friends to catch up, but also a chance to learn about different and new experiences. With 800 and counting former students already signed up to our Alumni Association, how about we meet some of our old Manorians?
When I was at school was Eileen Mills. I came to Preston Manor when I was 15. I came from Egypt, where I was born and lived there all my life, and I went to an English school there. And so the change from my school in Cairo to here was quite drastic. I hadn't a clue what school would be like in England, and it was very different. But I stayed here for 3 years, did my O-levels as it was then, and A-levels.
My name is John Thurkettle. I joined Preston Manor School in 1947 and left in 1952 after taking my O-levels. I was not sure I was doing the right thing, but my father had his own business. He had a factory in Soho in London, and wanted me to join the business, and it seemed a good idea, so that's what I did. So I joined the family business in August of 1952. My father thought it would be a good idea if I went off and did my national service and got it out of the way, so at the end of 1953 I was called up for my 2-year national service, and joined the RAF in January 1954.
My name's Devshi. I'm the head of physics here, and I started at Preston Manor in July 1989. So this actually completes 25 years of being at Preston Manor. So obviously I'm married, 2 children, and yeah, so I'm sort of at the stage where I'm family-wise not too many responsibilities and just sort of enjoying teaching, really. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a good question. I'd say the first 5 years were pretty tough. I think, you know, when I remember back, I think teaching is quite a tough job, and I would say the first 5 years were tough. But then once you get into the routine of things and you get your experience, I have to be honest and say it's been a really enjoyable experience, and I'm sort of sad to be leaving. You know, I feel that I could probably still enjoy my time here, but it's just one of those things that has happened in the last couple of months, and I decided maybe a change might be a good thing for me.
When I started Preston Manor, I literally knew no one. I started meeting new people when it came to year 7, year 8. I started seeing what I really enjoyed, and that was physics, maths. I always wanted to do engineering in my life, so I wanted to become an aircraft engineer since the age of 5. So I knew that I had to do GCSEs and A-levels in order to become an aircraft engineer.
I was here until 1993, and so it makes me now 40. And in the main, I really loved it here, especially up till 6th form time. That was a really good time for me academically and with friends and so on. Funnily enough, when it came to 6th form, the friends that I had went off and did other subjects, and so it left me kind of rather alone doing social sciences. Most of my friends went and did the sort of natural sciences and physics and so on and so forth. So that was kind of an interesting time, finding my way, my path then. So now I'm a broadcast journalist. I'm freelance, mainly with the BBC. Most of my engagements are with BBC Coventry and Warwickshire. I live in Luton, so I do a commute of about 130 miles round trip to get there. But the reason I do it is because I love the work, absolutely love it. Mainly bulletin reading, a bit of reporting as well, and I have done a little bit of production in the past, but that's not my forte. And always in radio. I love radio. And it's not particularly well paid, but I do it for the love of it.
When we were at school, in the 40s, it was a very, very happy place. Most of the children, I wouldn't say all of them, but most of us were really happy. And since visiting the school lately, I have found the same atmosphere, and it's given me a great deal of pleasure to think the same things are being carried on. The school is different in its ethos because things change. Education systems change, and Preston Manor seems to have changed with the times, but it has retained quite a lot of what I experienced in the school. What would you say that meant?
There were detentions where you had to stay after school.
Yeah.
And you had to tell your parent you had a detention. That was the worst part.
Yeah. Gosh.
There's the old... Have you still got your report?
Look, there's not much filled in, but he I mean...
That's volume 6.
1961. I mean, there's hardly any that's 51.
It had to be something pretty serious to go to the principal. Yes. The bearer has done no homework for 3 weeks. He has, or alleged, lost his book, but said nothing about it. Just tried to get away with us indefinitely. He's rather unsatisfactory, and in general, I gather Mr. Dalton, who takes the form for half the time, has the same story. Punishment, 3 strokes. I think that's lovely.
But it was unusual, Monica,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah, you had to be pretty bad to be in there.
It's a good idea. I think it's a good idea for the youngsters in the school today, because it's really history. It's really history, and I mean, you can't avoid knowing what went before you. And I think from that point of view, it's very good.
Very good idea. And you see, we are all getting too old to run it now, but it's a nice feeling to think it's going to continue.
Okay, the highlight, I would say the highlight, the best day, the best time I've had probably at Preston Manor was last year. Last year when we had that day where old Preston Manor student staff came in, I really enjoyed that day because being here so long, I really enjoyed meeting a lot of my ex-students who, you know, I saw some students who were my students when I started. That was like 25 years ago. And seeing them now, where they're at, I really enjoyed that day last year when we saw all the ex-students, even the ex-staff, you know, and that was a real enjoyable experience just to meet them and maybe to say thank you, you know, because I remember when I started, as I said, it was tough, and just meeting those people who had helped you when you were starting out and just thanking them again was a real good experience. And I have to be honest, I have to say that day really stands out in my 25 years as the day I sort of really enjoyed that day.
We came to, last year, we came to the 75th Jubilee.
Okay.
And we were very impressed with the pupils, the principal, and the facilities are incredible, quite honestly, compared with what we had. But then, and I suppose, what, did we have 400, 500 pupils?
Yes.
And you now have, what, 2,000?
1,400, is it?
But certainly in my time, I looked upon many of the teachers as mentors, and I think anybody needs mentors in life. And I look back at the teachers and I can run off the names of 4 teachers that I consider were significant mentors in my life here at school.
But yeah, so first 5 years I think pretty tough, and then you know, it gets easier. And I think in terms of teaching, everything's gone round in a cycle, basically. You know, when I started, it was sort of just the end of O-levels, and the type of assessment at A-level used to be terminal assessment, and it's gone through lots of phases, and now we're back to the same level again. It's back to terminal exams, and so everything's gone round in a circle, as far as I can see. You know,
Preston really helped me. It showed me that you get your education, your theory-wise, but also with graphics and stuff, you get a bit of taste, a hint of engineering, and that means now I can literally build anything I could.
My husband and I bought a house just round the corner here. We're in Hollycroft Avenue, so I haven't left the school yet. I'm still at school.
yeah.
And finally, can you summarise Preston Manor in a few words?
Preston Manor in a few, that's a difficult one. How can I summarise? I'd say hectic place, but enjoyable. Yeah.
Hectic but enjoyable.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We cut the legs off of our pants, threw our shoes into the ocean, sit back and wait through the daylight.